welcome to another beautiful morning on Global Television. This is Global Morning Weekend Edition. My name is Ubong Soro, and I have, as always, the ever beautiful, delectable, and adorable Sadiat Yakubu, who is by myself, as we'll be doing this from now to 11 a.m. this morning to keep you company and make sure you have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday morning. A very good morning to you, Sadia.
Good morning, Ubong Usoron. Happy Sunday, happy weekend.
Thank you so much. How was your Saturday?
It was fair, it was fine.
You rested, I guess.
A bit.
A bit. It's well with ourselves.
Amen.
All right, so this is where we get to check out what is happening with the newspapers. Then we'll come by 9. We'll talk about the Anambra elections. We'll have some calls and have some conversations. Then we'll lead you with a whole lot of other activities that we have till 11 a.m. this morning. But let's go for this break. And when we're back, we'll get straight to look at what the papers are saying on a Sunday morning.
Global Morning is your top morning show here on Global Television.
We bring you fresh news updates daily while delving into a variety of current affairs and topics.
And at the same time, keeping you well informed about important events, both national and internationals.
Global Morning serves as a valuable source of information, helping viewers like you start your day well informed.
Stay connected from Monday through Sunday to a wide range of latest news making rounds on Global Morning.
We're on the road to protest.
The president meets all of our demands.
This is Global Morning.
Be informed, help us to get to understand what is happening in our society and how we can actually become better citizens through this information. So, this morning, as we look at the paper, Sadia will be giving us the first newspaper, which we will be looking at this Sunday morning.
All right, the first newspaper for today is Sunday Sun.
All right.
Sunday Sun newspaper, and we have a lead story from Anambra saying Soludo in early lead. That's on page 25 and 29. And under it, we have Peter Obi Moghalu losing polling units. ABGA candidate Ukwachuku Moghalu Ekwunife Nwosu observers allege massive vote buying.
All right, another story says PDP in quagmire, national convention, conflicting court rulings deepen party's crisis. What lawyers see. That story can be found on pages 18 and 19, the Sun newspaper Sunday edition.
The next story on Sunday Sun, Sunday edition, saying Kanu hasn't fortified his rights to defense, coming from the IPBO, that is Indigenous People of Biafra.
Right. On the right of that story says, you can't force a man to defend himself against ghost charge. It's on page 26.
The next story we have is saying we need support for military, not invasion. Ex-Methodist Church marking details Trump.
All right, the other story says Obi Atiku still big threats to Tinubu. Duru, APC deputy organizing scribe, says APC want to implode over defections from opposition party.
We have the fact that the Federal Executive Council approves funds for Sokoto Badagry Coastal Superhighway, others. That's on page 27 of Sunday Sun newspaper.
All right, there's a picture story showing Africa, one of Africa's best dribblers of all time, talking about JJ Okocha. And the story is on page 17. The headline say, I never got reward I deserved as a player, JJ Okocha.
And then we have the next newspaper, because this all from Sunday Sun. And next newspaper is Sunday Punch.
All right, so the Punch newspaper Sunday edition, the lead story says Solodo in early lead as INEC uploads 99% of results. Candidates trade circles over widespread vote buying. Agents arrested. Anambra councillor killed. Copper observer injured.
We have a top story again there. Why federal government kicked out 115 DSS officers. Some officers relocated abroad without resigning. Sources.
Sad. Only terrorist sympathizers fear U.S. strikes in Nigeria. Ex-Army Commander Ayola. That story is on page 8 of the Punch newspaper.
Patients' relatives return hospital's corridor to bed amid poor health system.
Okay, other story says we were one who will die if we ended a whole slave system. Imo Chief Iruna Nduka. That is on page 15 of the Punch newspaper Sunday edition.
And then next story saying 20 tertiary institutions struggle to enroll 1,000 students each. Report. That's on page 6.
Government focus on 2027 election while citizens die daily. Ex-CAN President Ayokunle, page 9. Stories on page 9.
And this coming from ex-army commander saying only terrorist sympathizers fear United States strikes in Nigeria. Ex-army commander Ayola.
Okay, so breaks on the footnotes. We have a story that says brake failure crash kills 3 Lagos University undergraduates.
I think that's all we can take from Punch newspaper this morning.
All right, so that's all from the Punch newspaper Sunday edition. The next newspaper is the Vanguard newspaper. The Vanguard, the lead story says Anambra showdown, allegations of vote buying trail peaceful poll. It's on page 28. There's a picture story showing Governor Solodo when he's casting his vote. That was yesterday. There's also another picture story showing APC candidate Okachukwu, when he was voting. On the right, it says Abga APC in 2 hours race, Solodo in early lead. YPP ADC show promise, Solodo Obi Mogalu, others decry ballot trading. Mogalu wears option, poll records impressive voter turnout. Abga leader feared dead. NYC member molested in Iyala. Those are some of the footnote stories that we have on page 28 about the allegations of vote buying in Anambra elections.
We have police inspector brutalizes children over alleged witchcraft, and that's on page 5.
Diri, 15 reasons I left PDP. Governor defections as metaphor. Stories on page 27 and page 29.
We have these coming from the People's Democratic Party. That's PDP. Makinde consolidates power as chairman rejects plots to cripple party ahead of 2027.
Right.
27.
Oba Ewore visits government house, ends Mowa's controversy in Benin.
We have Tinubu's renewed hope agenda mirrors Awolowo's welfareist vision. BC Akande, that's on page 5.
All right, there's a big story also on the front cover of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. It says, tackling the Trump threat, the best worst case scenario for Nigeria is on page 10, 11, 12, and 13 by General Ishola Williams, Ambassador Ajola, and Ambassador Farumbi, who is afraid of Trump, as Bishop Walker. Plateau can chair, and leaders should absolutely engage the U.S. And end carnage. And there's a lot of other footnote stories there.
I don't pity defenders. JJ Okocha speaks on dribbling skills. And that's on page 27 of Sunday Vanguard.
So I think those are all the stories that we can take from the Vanguard this morning. Let's move to the next newspaper, which happens to be
Sunday Telegraph.
Yeah, Telegram newspaper, Sunday edition. Okay. And lead story, Sadia.
The lead story saying Americans' invasion threats, China, Russia, Britain, others won't help Nigeria at Deboe. Tell federal government to move swiftly to avert military action.
November 2027, Solodo projected to return for second term as party threat facts results. Vote buying allegations. INEC uploads 99% result on IRF. Obimo Galulu's polling units. Election history, says Bianca.
Teriba Yusuf Eko warns against Nigerians' mounting debt.
Abandoned projects cost hit 17 trillion naira report. This says uncompleted roads, bridges, housing, power lines litter in different states across the country.
Nigerians divided over November 2026 election proposal. That's on page 4. INEC lacks capacity to conduct one-day elections.
Okay, Sagi, this is the former, Professor Sagi was the former chairman of the presidential, one of the committees about corruption when Buhari was president. He says nothing wrong with presidential pardon if that story is on page 2 of that newspaper.
We have another one under the Sagi's stories. Sharia Council demands sacking of INEC chairman Amupitan. Page 5. Whoa.
Somebody that just
came in, barely a month.
As well. Owing police retirees dangerous to security, says CSP Iro Elu. It's on page 5.
The next, that's all we can take from Sunday Telegraph this morning. Moving on to Sunday Independence.
All right, the Independence newspaper Sunday edition. Lead story says, "Don't dare Trump." Adeboye advises Tinubu, "This is no time to politicize threats. Move decisively." Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, how to contain terrorist onslaught by other stakeholders. That's the lead story we have this morning on Independent newspaper Sunday edition.
Our next story is saying massive votes buying mass. Anambra governorship election. Obi, Nwosu, Ogalu, other express disappointment. Ekunife accuses ABGA of financial coercion against voters.
Okay, crisis in public primary schools in Gombe. Stories on page 22 of that newspaper, Sunday Independence.
I am really bad at remembering people, Okocha confesses.
Right, how women of the Sahel struggle for survival and insight. That's also one of the stories we have on the Independence newspaper this morning. And I think that's all. Yeah, so we'll go to the last newspaper.
The Nation.
All right, the Nation newspaper. Lead story says, Anambra, Solodo ahead as party observers allege massive vote buying.
Wike, Anya will move to consolidate hold on PDP, People Democratic Party.
All right, so here there's a picture story showing, I was actually at this event on Friday. There's Doris Uzoka, who is the Honorable Minister of State for Finance. We have Dr. Dayo Israel, APC youth leader. We have His Excellency Senator Hope Uzodinma, who was the executive governor of Imo State and chairman of the APC Governors Forum. And there's Dr. Mustafa Abdullahi, Director General Energy Commission of Nigeria, at the APC Youth House in Abuja during the evening with the governor, where Governor Solodo came, Governor Uzodinma came to speak to the youth and also have some time with APC youth. That's the picture story we have on the Nation newspaper.
All right, moving on. We have the EFCC returns 42.5 billion naira to 70-year-old widow defrauded by banker. And that's on page 2 of the Nation newspaper.
All right, the sports story here says Austin Jojo Okocha, Super Eagles lost their magic after 2002 disbandment. How I was frustrated as Delta FA chairman. He's on page 19 of the newspaper.
And we have another story coming from Pastor Adeboye saying Adeboye seeks swift-wise diplomatic solution to Trump's threats. And that's on page 6. Wants U.S., that is United States, to pause any planned invasion for 100.
Yeah, 100 days. Okay, that's 100 days. Wike Anya will move to consolidate hold on PDP. I think those are all the stories that we have this morning from the Nation newspaper, and by extension, those are all the stories we are able to take this morning on the newspaper corner. When we come back, we'll get straight to the discussions where we're going to be having discussions this morning about how we could actually move this country forward. Let's go for this break, Sadiyat.
All right, we'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
Global Morning is your top morning show here on Global Television.
We bring you fresh news updates daily while delving into a variety of current affairs and topics.
And at the same time, keeping you well informed about important events, both national and internationals.
Global Morning serves as a valuable source of information, helping viewers like you start your day well informed.
Stay connected from Monday through Sunday to a wide range of latest news making rounds on Global Morning.
We're on the road to protest.
And the president meets all of our demands.
This is Global Morning.
is your top morning show here on Global Television.
We bring you fresh news updates daily while delving into a variety of current affairs and topics.
And at the same time, keeping you well informed about important events, both national and international.
Global Morning serves as a valuable source of information, helping viewers like you start your day well informed.
Stay connected from Monday through Sunday to a wide range of latest news making rounds on Global Morning.
We're on the road to protest.
And the president meets all of our demands.
This is Global Morning.
Is your top morning show here on Global Television.
We bring you fresh news updates daily while delving into a variety of current affairs and topics.
And at the same time, keeping you well informed about important events, both national and internationals.
Global Morning serves as a valuable source of information, helping viewers like you start your day well informed.
Stay connected from Monday through Sunday to a wide range of latest news making rounds on Global Morning.
We're on the road to protest.
And the president meets all of our demands.
This is Global Morning.
Welcome back. This is still Global Morning, and we are still having conversations around Anambra elections and the results that we're seeing coming in at the moment. We had a report done by my colleague Anita Patrick. Let's take that report. When we're back, we'll get to discuss more.
YPP governorship candidate Sir Paul Chukwuma cast his votes at Umunaga Square 004 polling unit under Umeri 2 registration area in Anambra East local government area. He expressed satisfaction with the conduct of the exercise, noting that reports from across the state show improved logistics and peaceful participation.
Election commenced on time. Materials arrived, various polling units on time. So I commend INEC. It shows that INEC was, prepared for this exercise.
Governor Chukwuma Charles Soludo also cast his votes at his polling units, commending INEC officials for what he described as an orderly process. By 10 a.m., voter turnouts in some polling units were abysmally low, but as the day advances, the voting gradually became impressive.
So far, so good. The election is in progress. We are still expecting more voters to come around. This is polling unit 021. I got back. So we believe that they will come and vote.
Queues were dominated by elderly women and young female voters waiting for accreditation and voting. INEC officials deployed the bimodal voter accreditation system BVAS, which functioned effectively in most locations visited. Security personnel, including operatives of the ICPC, moved around polling centers to check vote buying and ensure orderliness. Civil society observers, journalists, and security agencies accredited by INEC monitored the process without confrontation. Despite the exercise, commercial activities continued in major markets. Shops, roadside stalls, and adjoining streets around Awka remained busy with vehicular movement and economic activity. From Obosi, in Idemili North local government area, some voters expressed anger over what they described as small inducements allegedly offered to residents. A voter who spoke off camera said residents were invited back to vote after initially staying away, only to be offered 1,000 naira each afterwards, an amount she described as too small given the stress of participating in the process. Meanwhile, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs Ambassador Bianca Odumegu Ojukwu has adjudged the Anambra State governorship election as peaceful and without tangible hitches. The minister stated this after casting her votes at polling units 001, Ward 2 at the premises of St. Stephen's Anglican Church, Okponu, Egbu, Umudim, Nnewi North local government area. Ambassador Odumegu Ojukwu, who also monitored the election in some polling units in Oragu, Ward 2, lauded the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC for satisfactory and commendable performance.
So far, somebody
INEC is expected to announce results after collation at wards and local government centers. From Awka, Anambra State, Anita Patrick reporting for Global TV News.
Welcome back. This is still Global Morning Sunday edition. My name is Ubongso and I have Sadiat. And now we want to be looking at the Anambra election. We have somebody who was on the ground and also a member of the APC as we look at Anambra election and assessment of the process, right? Already we're seeing that according to reports, we have 99% of the election reports results being uploaded on IRF by INEC, right? And we are hearing that Governor Charles Soludo is coasting home, to victory. So what we have joining us to help make sense of the whole discussion, Dr. Okoye, Francis Okoye. He was a member of the APC 2023 presidential campaign and also a leader in the APC. Thank you so much, Doc, for joining us this morning. Hello, can you hear me?
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
A very good morning to you. I guess yes, I guess you are in Anambra now.
Yes.
All right. So, how are you? Yes. How are you? And just a general overview. Let's start from there. How was the elections?
Let me correct an impression. The election result has been declared and the governor has been declared elected. You say the 99%. No. They've already, INEC has declared a winner already.
All right. That's why we're having this conversation. So, according to Dr. Francis Okoye, INEC has declared the winner. And you may want to lead us through who is the winner at the moment.
Yes, the current governor, Professor Charles Soludo, declared the winner with the total vote of 420-something thousand. He has been declared winner of the election, and my party, the APC candidate, came second with 99,000 votes.
Right.
So that is the current.
Oh. Okay, so give us an overview of how it was. You were on the field. What happened? Was it, just give us an overview what happened during the elections.
Generally, the election was peaceful, relatively peaceful, free, fair, but I will not actually use the word credible. Credible in the sense that there were a lot of vote buying in the election, and that vote buying cannot be attributed to one particular party, party A, party B, party C, party D. And most of the political parties that participated in the election were involved in massive vote buying, particularly the incumbent party, that is the party winner, the Abuja governorship candidate came from. So they were using so much money to intimidate voters and lure them to vote for their party. And when you look at it, it is not agreeing, and I blame the citizens, the voters, more on this issue of vote buying. Somebody did not, will anybody collect?
Right, go ahead, speak to us, we're here.
That was what somebody was saying the other day, and then asked that citizen that is coming up.
Hello, Doc, can you hear us?
Are you hearing me?
Yes, we are hearing you now. Please go ahead and speak to us. Oh, I think we're having some...
Hello, are you hearing me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay, so people were like saying... Hello, are you hearing me?
Yeah, go ahead, speak to us. You are live.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, absolutely. You are live.
Okay, so issue squarely on the citizens, on the electorate. Because you can't be complaining of lack of adequate infrastructure, good health care, schools, electricity, quality roads, and all whatnot. And at the same time, you that is citizen, the electorate that is complaining about all these things, will still go to the polling unit on election day and vote against your conscience. In your mind, you know that party A candidate is the best person to fix the state, but you go there and vote for party B because of the fact that you have collected money. And when you are asked, some people will come and defend it and say, yes, that the leadership has weaponized poverty in the society. That because the citizens are poor, that is why they collect. How much is that money? 2,000, 3,000, 10,000, 5,000. How long will you eat that money? Before 2-3 days, such money will finish for the poorest of the poor. For people, it was 10,000, not even it was 1 hour. So what will you do with such amount of money? You
Hello, Dr. Okoye. Oh, I think we're having some challenges. we'll try to see how to reconnect with Dr. Okoye, as we're still looking at the Anambra elections and what it actually means for us at this time as a nation. We're having some challenges with our system, trying to make that connection, but we'll try to see if we can get the connection right once more, so we could continue the conversation. But you could hear what he's saying, that the INEC has actually declared the winner of that particular election at this time, and the current governor, Charles Soludo, has come out as the winner of that election. And he, has actually mentioned about vote buying and what it means at this time where we see, politicians and political parties. And he talked about the fact that it wasn't just about one political party. It was something about all the other political parties. I think we have Dr. Okoye back.
Hello?
Yeah, welcome back. We lost you at the point. Go ahead and speak to us.
Yes. Like I was saying, I place the blame squarely on the electorate who collect money to go and vote for Party B or Party A against what is in their conscience. I blame them. That is the way I see it. So it is high time we, the electorate, rose up to the challenge of enthroning good leadership, quality leaders across all levels, by going to the polling unit, voting our conscience, voting the right candidates with the right vision and policy to enthrone good governance in government, and not people who give us money. Because that money you are collecting, how long are you going to eat it? You say your conscience, just for 4 years tenure, you have collected like 5,000, 2,000 or 10,000 for 4 years tenure, and you wait for another 4 years to collect another 5 or 10,000 naira. Who are you blaming for bad governance? You should blame yourself. So I don't blame the parties who share the money, but I blame squarely those people who collected the money. If you want to enthrone a credible electoral process, electorates should begin to start rejecting money at the polling unit. Let nobody blame it on poverty. That is the way I see it. We need to fix this country and fix it once and for all. And if we want to fix it, we all have to sacrifice and do it once and for all. Thank you.
All right, so there's this allegation, if I allow my colleague to come in, there's this allegation that your party, the APC, didn't really support its governorship aspirants or governorship candidates, as it were, as the much they should, because the ABGA candidates, talk about Governor Charles Soludo, had an understanding with President Bola Tinubu. It was on social media, and some people talked about that Okachukwu did not get as much support as he would have gotten because the ABGA government were in bed with the APC government at the national level. You are an insider. I'd like that you speak to that. Was the APC really supported by the government at the federal level?
I am an insider in this government, like you said. I am among those who are in the kitchen cabinet of some members of the APC National Working Committee. I follow them around on tours of many states in Nigeria. I attend some of their meetings. And I know from all that I have observed earlier that the National Working Committee, my party at the federal level, supported my candidate, Prince Nicholas Okachukwu, and his deputy, Senator Uche Ebunife. They gave them all the necessary support for them to win the election. The support needed by a party. There are certain things the party can do for you as a candidate, and there are certain things you yourself as a candidate can do for you, not the party doing it for you. So I think on the side of the party at the federal gave all the necessary support, APC National Working Committee, to our candidate in Anambra State. So anybody carrying the rumor that the party or Abuja is not supporting or did not back Okachukwu, that person is just saying it on his own. They are just mere rumors that cannot be defended or quantified. So to me, who is an insider, they gave them all the necessary support. I can vouch for that.
All right, good morning, Mr. Dr. Francis Okoye.
Good morning.
All right, talking about the Anambra State, just a recent election, how effective has the Independent National Electoral Commission been in preparing for the election in terms of staffing, logistics, and other stuffs?
I must commend INEC. I must commend INEC. You see, starting from the preparation, pre-election preparation on election day and even after election, the announcement of result collation and the rest of them, INEC, I will score them 95 over 100. Why did I say so? Many voters, as at 2 o'clock yesterday, most of the polling units in Anambra State, you've already started seeing the results. Many voters came on time at the polling unit. INEC, all those hiccups of low server, what have you, non-availability of this, non-availability of that logistics. Most of those stories we used to hear before, none of them, in fact, just few places where such stories heard. So INEC came prepared in this very Anambra governorship election. Do you know that just before 9 o'clock this morning, result has been announced and the winner declared? It never happened before in past election in Anambra or in even other states. You will wait till in the evening of the following day or even 2 days later before results are announced. But just around 8:45 this morning, a winner has been announced. So I commend INEC from the day of their preparation till the moment of announcement of results. So nobody should blame INEC in anything as far as this election is concerned. I am speaking as an APC member, even though my party lost in the election. So I commend INEC.
All right, so the last data we're looking at as to the result done by Center for Democracy and Development, we saw that just 10% voted during 10% of registered voters in Anambra. That was about 2,222,000 and that, but just 10% voted in the first election that brought about Governor Charles Soludo. And from what we are hearing, it means there was a bit improvement as to voter turnout. We also saw pictures and videos by my colleague who is in Anambra reporting for us. We saw pictures of youths playing football close to polling booths. We saw pictures of women opening up their places to sell and all of that. Will you talk about voter apathy? Was there a good voter turnout, and were the people interested in coming to vote for who will be their next governor?
I think voter apathy decreased to a large extent in this particular election compared to what we have had in the past in Anambra. In 2021 governorship election in Anambra, the current governor who emerged winner then, Charles Soludo, got a total of 120-something thousand votes. My party then got a total of 40-something thousand votes. Now, this morning, Soludo got 420-something thousand votes. My party got almost 100,000 votes. Can you see the increase just within the last 4 years? It means that apathy really decreased among the voters this time around. The level of awareness created especially by my own party, the APC, in this election was very high, that many people wanted to take part in the election to exercise their franchise in a free and fair manner, devoid of any political party chauvinism. But unfortunately, money played the major role in this election. Some of those people whose awareness were to come and exercise their franchise at the point of voting. See, there is this thing that I normally tell people, that it is at the point of voting that you know who is actually which, party A, party B, or party C. It is at the point of voting. Forget all the noise people make prior to election or before going to polling unit. Most of the decisions are taken at the polling unit, and most of those decisions are induced by money. Very unfortunate.
I know, when you talk about people voted, because it's on the national daily list, and even my colleague Aneta sent in a report about what she saw, So the security agents and INEC, was there nothing they could do to stop this vote buying scenario, or were they just bystanders watching as the Hawks took over our electioneering process?
Let me give you a shocker. Nigeria's security system has not reached a level where if you come to a polling unit, you can now say you will have up to 20 policemen or security people there. No. In most of the polling units in Anambra yesterday, you don't have more than 1 or 2 policemen in one polling unit. That is the situation. And you don't expect 2 or 3 policemen to man a polling unit that has like over 1,000 people. How will their eye cover everywhere? So people who manipulate and share money, we still share money even without most of the policemen in the unit knowing what is happening.
Hello, yeah, okay. That's understood. But we're talking about how to improve the electoral system and how to actually make it better and how it can actually work for us.
The best way to improve on our electoral system is most of these things going digital. If we start electronic voting in this country, this issue of vote buying will die naturally. Who will you buy when it is done electronically? You can be at the comfort of even your house and vote for a candidate of your choice without going to the polling unit. Comfort of your office too. That is the best way to curb it. I think that is the next thing INEC should start considering. The new INEC chairman, Professor Mupitan, should look in towards that so that we can see if we can enthrone a credible electoral process devoid of any monetary manipulation in any angle.
All right, so why we expect what your party will decide, if maybe to go to court or to accept the result of the elections and all of that? Do you think that Governor Charles Soludo winning is, because people have talked about the fact that it seems Nigeria is tilting into a one-party state, and this is now somebody who's from APGA. APGA is not really, that's the only state, APGA, the only governor that is representing, that is on the platform of APGA in Nigeria, right? So, and is one in Anambra. Anambra is very important for, has importance. It's in Nnewi, Onitsha, and the rest. Idimili, I know Idimili North and West is in Anambra. So, do you think that the government, your government, the APC-led federal government, allowed the process so the people could just decide, and there's no one party kind of gagging of political parties, so everybody could be in the APC?
Prior before this election, Soludo has always told people that the progressives are working together. Soludo has always supported Tinubu and the APC-led federal government. In fact, among all the governors in Nigeria, I don't think there is any governor that has come out openly to support the federal government on this issue of United States of America blacklisting Nigeria as a country of particular concern. I think it's only Governor Soludo who...
Yeah, Doctor, go ahead. Oh, okay.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. We lost you for a minute, but I can hear you now. Go ahead.
So if Soludo is in APGA and he's the only governor for now, as of today, that has come out openly to support Tinubu in terms of this our blacklisting by United States as a country of particular concern, then that means that Soludo may even join APC tomorrow without coercion or without being asked to join. So I think most of these people joining APC are not doing it out of coercion or out of being forced to do so, but out of goodwill, out of love for our party, the APC, and for the policies Mr. President is embarking upon. So don't be surprised tomorrow you see Soludo joining APC, even after winning a second term.
Maybe, coming from you, it could be that and hints that maybe the governor have had discussions. Who knows? But before we let you go, let's see you stay a little with Anambra. In your assessments, the current governor, how has he, impacted? Because we've seen, and some people say he promised that Anambra will be a Dubai will turn Anambra to the next Dubai in Africa and all of that. Has he been able to deliver the former campaign promises he made now that he has another 4 years?
As far as I'm concerned, I've said it in your studio in live interview, that Soludo has not really done well. If you judge Soludo based on the promise he made to Anambra when he was campaigning for the first time, and compare with what he has achieved in office within the last 3 years and 7 months, I will score Soludo 35/100. That is the simple truth. Let's leave at that. Let's leave it at that. Soludo did not deserve a second term, but Anambra people have spoken, and we accept the verdict. Myself in particular, I don't know of our candidate next line of action, but myself in
Oh, we're having network issues. I'm still trying to talk to Dr. Okoye. Let's see if we can conclude that discussion so we can get to the studio, and we'll also allow him to get some rest. It's been a very busy day for all of them who've been running around from one place to the other, trying to make sure that the election hold and is actually doing well. Okay, so Sadia, to just a response. You saw when he talked about the fact that he doesn't really blame. Hello, doctor, you're back with us?
Yes.
All right, so we could allow you go. Let's get your final views on your general assessment of the process. So we could allow you get to rest. When you come back to Abuja, of course, we'll definitely have a meeting.
Yes, I'm coming back today.
All right, no problem. So we'll see you within the week.
No problem. Thank you very much.
All right, all the best. Your safe travels. Thank you so much, Dr. Okoye, member APC 2023 presidential campaign, and also a leader of the APC in Anambra State, for speaking to us this morning. We really do appreciate you and wish you and your party, as we wish every other party, all of the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
All right. Okay, so we've been speaking to Dr. Okoye. He is a member of the APC 2023 presidential campaign and also a leader of the APC in Anambra State. And he said his candidate has lost, he has accepted the verdict of the people. I think this is a very fair, for him. Especially for somebody.
Everything in good faith.
In good faith. Just like somebody doing a cooking competition, and maybe your mother is one of the people that cooked, and you know that for this one, salt don't pass up. So you're not saying, I accept that Sadia's mother.
Why are you saying Sadia's mother?
In this particular concern, is better, mommy, I can tell you. I think that's what he's done. That for him, he has accepted, but does not know for what the candidate is saying. And he'll be heading back to Abuja today.
For me, where he said 35% out of 100, if he would rate the current governor or returning governor, he will rate it 35%. That's too low. That's to tell you that.
Yeah, you could have his expectation.
Yeah, but then he said the people of Anambra have made
the decision and he stands by it.
Yeah,
and I think another striking thing he said was when he said that he doesn't blame the party for giving the money, he blames the people.
For accepting the money.
But I didn't want to, because Sadia, when you are hungry,
there is hunger in the land.
Some of these people have not seen 10,000 in the last 2 weeks.
So they see this as an avenue or
and this is the only time you get to get something from the government.
So when you get it from the government, that means we are going to suffer for the next 4 years.
No, me, I even advise, you can get it and you vote your conscience. You can get, I've been in this, I was.
Do you know it's not only money they shared. They shared coke. Yeah, canned coke. They will squeeze the money and give you collect coke and then do like this, take this up, then you go.
All right. I've been in this scenario, so I understand in the 2023 elections where I was reporting, I saw the different political parties. I don't want to mention their names, but they know it's on public domain. All of them are involved in this thing.
Yeah. Didn't you hear what he said? He said all the political parties.
Yeah, so APC, ABGA, all of them are involved. They are in bed with. But there's a way they call it, where they said that there is just appreciation.
Okay.
Because nobody's going to tell you, naturally, I don't know, but the ones I've seen, nobody's going to tell you, we take this money and vote. We just tell you, we are APC members, we want to appreciate you for coming out.
That's English. That's the one who calls sweet talking. They will just manipulate you. What do you mean by we are APC members? That means vote for APC. And then I will now collect this money from Ubo and say, this people will
say, I never told you to vote.
But you said you are APC or you are PDP, you are appreciating me to go and vote for you.
I'm appreciating you for coming out to vote. Coming out to vote. So you can choose to vote who you want to vote. All right, so let's take that reports done by my colleague one more time. Then when we come back, we'll just round up this particular section of the discussion about the Anambra election and assessment of the process as we get ready to speak to our next guest this morning. He She was live and she monitored the elections, still on Anambra elections. The results are out already. Governor Charles Soludo will be bringing you some graphics to show has been declared winner of the Anambra election. Congratulations to Dr. Charles Soludo. And yeah, he's from APGA, and Anambra has significantly been an APGA, state. Former Governor Peter Obi won 2 terms on the platform of APGA. Then we now had Governor Willie Obiano was on the platform of APGA before he moved to the PDP at that time. And APGA took over the party, the state again. So they've had a close relationship with APGA as a party in that particular state. All right, let's take this report done by Anita Patrick.
YPP governorship candidate Sir Paul Chukuma cast his votes at Umunaga Square 004 polling unit under Umeri 2 registration area in Anambra East local government area. He expressed satisfaction with the conduct of the exercise, noting that reports from across the state show improved logistics and peaceful participation.
Election commenced on time. Materials arrived, various polling units on time. So I commend INEC. It shows that INEC was, prepared for this exercise.
Governor Chukuma Charles Soludo also cast his votes at his polling units, commending INEC officials for what he described as an orderly process. By 10 a.m., voter turnouts in some polling units were abysmally low, but as the day advances, the voting gradually became impressive.
Well, so far, so good. The election is in progress. We are still expecting more voters to come around. This is polling unit 021. I got back. So we believe that they will come and vote.
Queues were dominated by elderly women and young female voters waiting for accreditation and voting. INEC officials deployed the bimodal voter accreditation system BVAS, which functioned effectively in most locations visited. Security personnel, including operatives of the ICPC, moved around polling centers to check vote buying and ensure orderliness. Civil society observers, journalists, and security agencies accredited by INEC monitored the process without confrontation. Despite the exercise, commercial activities continued in major markets. Shops, roadside stalls, and adjoining streets around Awka remained busy with vehicular movement and economic activity. From Obosi, in Idemili North local government area, some voters expressed anger over what they described as small inducements allegedly offered to residents. A voter who spoke off camera said residents were invited back to vote after initially staying away, only to be offered 1,000 naira each afterwards, an amount she described as too small given the stress of participating in the process. Meanwhile, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs Ambassador Bianca Odumegu Ojukwu has adjudged the Anambra State governorship election as peaceful and without tangible hitches. The minister stated this after casting her votes at polling units 001, Ward 2 at the premises of St. Stephen's Anglican Church, Okponu, Egbu, Umudim, Nnewi North local government area. Ambassador Odumegu Ojukwu, who also monitored the election in some polling units in Oragu, Ward 2, lauded the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC for satisfactory and commendable performance.
So far, somebody
INEC is expected to announce results after collation at wards and local government centers. From Awka, Anambra State, Anita Patrick, reporting for Global TV News.
Still Global Morning, Sunday morning edition, and we are looking at Anambra election. We are going to stay on this assessment from now to 11 a.m. because the recent news we have is that Governor Charles Soludo has been declared winner, and this is a big credit to INEC because for elections like this, as you know, that results don't come out till evening or the next day, Monday morning or Monday evening itself because of the coalition, but this is before 8:45, like you mentioned. Yeah, the winner was already announced. I think kudos to INEC and kudos to Professor Mopitwam. It's a good start.
Yeah, that's a good one. We pray he maintained the same energy
That's the prayers. That's the prayers, because we have a very important election coming up in 2027, and the Lord will help us.
Amen.
The Lord will help us. So we are going to look for that graphics as we come back for our next discussion by 10 a.m. We'll still continue with our assessment of this particular process and what happened during the Anambra elections. Okay.
All right then.
All right, so we'll see you by 10.
Global Morning is your top morning show here on Global Television.
We bring you fresh news updates daily while delving into a variety of current affairs and topics.
And at the same time, keeping you well informed about important events, both national and international.
Global Morning serves as a valuable source of information, helping viewers like you start your day well informed.
Stay connected from Monday through Sunday to a wide range of latest news making rounds on Global Morning.
We're on the road to protest.
The president meets all of our demands.
This is Global Morning.
Back. This is still Global Morning, Sunday morning edition, and today we're looking at Anambra and the elections. Just to give you updates, Governor Charles Soludo has been declared winner of the elections, governorship election that was held yesterday in Anambra State. Congratulations to Dr. Charles Soludo. We have some information. Let's bring to you now that some information that we're able to track some stories. Let's actually bring those stories to you now as we try to see what is happening. And by the way, my name is Obongsora and I have Sadiat Yakubu, the electable Sadiat by my side as we do this morning.
We have these are breaking news from INEC set to declare Abgaz and Charles Soludo winner of Anambra governorship election after sweeping all local government area. Governor Charles Soludo of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, is poised for victory in a historic landslide, winning every local government area with overwhelming margins. Then we have the final results displayed. We have the APGA, there's a party of the governor-elect, for 422,666 votes. Then the All Progressives Congress, APC, 99,445 votes. We have the YPP, 33,652 votes. We have the Labour Party, LP, 10,482 votes. We have the ADC, 8,317 votes. We have the PDP, 1,774 votes.
Very poor outing for PDP.
Your party.
Am I a member of a political party?
So I'm giving you that. Please contest.
No, I don't want.
That's the platform of the All Progressive Congress.
Yeah, the PDP.
You know you are their reporter. They like you.
But I also report for APC.
I'm just giving you the PDP because
let me go to where there seems to be hope. The PDP is actually going through a very hard time, I have to think of that the PDP is coming last after the YPP Labour Party. That's quite sad. But congratulations to Dr. Charles Soludo. Let's try to hook up with our next guest for. Let's try to hook up with our next guest this morning. Mwadeshi Faith. Mwadeshi Faith was there at the elections and she will be connecting with us this morning as we make sense of the conversation. We're trying to bring that connection. So we have Mwadeshi Faith. She's the Executive Director, Center for Transparency Advocacy. A very good morning to you, ma'am.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's good to have you join us on Global Television, DSTV 365 this morning.
Thank you so much for having me. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. My name is Upong Musa, and I have my colleague Sadia Yakubu, who's with me on the show.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, my sister.
Welcome to the show.
All right, so we're looking at the Anambra elections, and from the reports we've gotten, INEC has already announced that Governor Charles Soludo is the winner of that election. You were there. Walk us through your assessment of the whole process.
Good morning again, and thank you for having me on this particular election. This was a really very serious contest from the other political parties. Even those 16 political parties fielded candidates, you didn't have so much push from the other political parties, apart from a few skirmishes during campaigns and the usual hate speech that you have during campaigns. The elections have come and they have led 21/21 according to what they are saying. And then if you look at if you follow through from the beginning before the election day, you will find out that the political class really were not intentional about, following the process. They were more interested in those campaigns and, of course, buying votes. Yesterday, we saw that play out yesterday on the field. But on the whole, you will say there's a remarkable improvement from the participation of different stakeholders. From the Ondo election that we had before this Anambra election, you will see there's a little bit of improvement on the deployment and the use of the ad hoc staff that they have. So now we can categorically say, okay, these ad hoc staff, they performed, even though there were still some issues. Get to the polling unit on time by 8:25, 8:30 when polls were supposed to open. People were still waiting for some of the ad hoc staff to come, and when they eventually came, they complained that they didn't have vehicles to bring them to the polling units. However, as soon as they came, they set up and the election started. The beavers worked very well to show, just like we had in Ondo, and then the elections, the coalitions, and the post to IREV and all of that. So generally, you will say there's been an improvement, and I want to attribute this improvement election, looking at the improvements we had. Logistics was near perfect in Ondo, and then here again, it means that INEC then build on all of those mistakes to make it better. So I'm just saying that the people themselves, now it is important also to look at the role that the people themselves also played. There was little or no violence. Unfortunately, a life was lost yesterday. One of my observers actually got injured yesterday in Ihiala local government area yesterday. But aside all of those ones, generally the election was peaceful as always. Anambra elections are always peaceful on election day. What happens after election, another kettle of fish.
All right. Oh, thank you so much. I'd like to ask a few questions now. From the data that we're looking at, in the last Anambra election, the election that brought Governor Soludo to power, we had just about 10% of the close to 5 million registered voters come out to vote. But from what we're seeing, and that means that Soludo won with just 100,000 something. But from what we are seeing, the APGA having over 400,000, the APC coming over 99,000, close to 100,000, and all of that means there was increased participation. So I like that you talk about voter apathy. What you saw, people came out. Did people really come out to vote? Then the issue of vote buying. It's been reported that there was a lot of vote buying. How do we stop this? And wasn't there any way the security agencies could have, step in to stop the vote buying?
Thank you very much. Let me take the questions one after the other. We actually had envisaged that more people will come out. Remember that in the last election for 2021, there was this tension that you could actually cut with a knife, prior to the election. So that kept a lot of people away. Even some people who were on election duty didn't even come to be part of that process. But again, on election day, it was peaceful. But then this time, it was not as tense as it was. So people felt relaxed. They came. And on the issue of vote buying, we saw a new level of vote buying when we did our analysis yesterday and shared what we saw on the field. There was a particular polling unit. I was there personally with a team from my organization, and we saw some young people standing around. They were there at the polling unit. So we just had a conversation with them. What is happening? They said the people here are offering us 3,000 naira. We don't want to take that. We want them to increase before we can vote. So citizens are not negotiating. They know that elections will bring money to the field, and they know that monies have been released, so they want to take a part of that money. In another polling unit, one of our observers reported, one of the supervisors came to the polling unit and was admonishing the party agenda they had on ground, that we gave you more than 2,000 naira to give to people, and you are giving people put 2,000 naira, you think this report will not come back to us. So that was what actually played out yesterday, different kinds. And then they now didn't come. You know, the last time somebody was arrested with money in the boot of his car. So this time, some of them really didn't come with cash to the polling unit. When you vote, you go write down your name and somebody is there to do transfer. Some others that were giving, we call them food vouchers. People misunderstand what food voucher means. Some of them are giving money to go maybe go to a particular place and get groceries worth certain amount of money, so that you cannot say we gave you this amount of money. Money has been paid somewhere and you go there. So you see new dimensions on the issues of vote buying. Unfortunately, this is because citizens don't understand that this is the power in their hands. And at the end of the day, people come to say that votes are not counting. If votes are not counting, the politicians will not invest on election day in buying votes, rather than carrying out proper voter education, ensuring that they're mobilizing people. They are happy with going to the field and then paying people. And again, the politicians are not. While we say that the politicians are not interested in the process, you don't see their party agents on the field. Okay, you had 15 parties that candidates, but you go to the field, they're just seeing about 3 or 4 political parties whose agents are there. And just not that their agents are there. You go to a polling center where you have about 4 or 5 polling units. It is just one party agent that is manning the 5 polling units. And you're asking, please, which is your polling? You say, no, I'm in charge. I'm the one that is in charge of this place. So where they are supposed to spend money, they are not investing on that. Rather, they are investing on ensuring that people's votes are bought. It has now become a trade, part of the system. And unfortunately, even when this is happening, we had a meeting with the Commissioner for Elections just a day before the election. I was asking, when you see electoral infractions, and you call the attention of the police, they don't do anything. They have to wait for the INEC officials to come to say this is an electoral infraction. And he said, well, if the police decides to arrest somebody who is committing an electoral offense on the field, and you take the person to court, and if INEC officials come to say no, they didn't do that, or if the defense lawyer asked who was the one that reported it, because the electoral act says it must be the INEC official, and my argument is the INEC official is busy on election day. So how is INEC official going to be able to see electoral infractions happening on the field if citizens or observers point out to the security agents that these things are happening and they're not doing anything about it? It's quite unfortunate. This is where we actually should look at when we talk about the electoral reforms and other things. So these are things that we do. And then on the issue of voter apathy, it is about voter turnout, because when you say voter apathy, there are a lot. Increasingly we are not able to steal people's identity anymore because of the PVC that we have. People are not able to vote on behalf of people. Prior to the 2023 election, we saw how politicians were discarding the PVCs that they have. They're now coming to the polling units to hijack people, because if people don't vote, they don't get the votes. And until citizens understand that if you don't come to vote, you have actually voted, because you would have maybe voted for some other person who didn't win the election, and those numbers that you have kept away would have made the change. So we need the media and every one of us to begin to change the orientation of voters to understand that the PVC in their hands is what much more than the 2,000 or the 5,000 that they will collect. It makes them the CEOs of elections and governance in the country.
All right,
Mrs. Faith, are you satisfied with the level of preparedness by the Independent National Electoral Commission and security agencies for the election?
Yes, I'm very, very satisfied. Remember that this election timetable came out a year ago. The election timetable didn't just come out now, and there were activities that were put on that timetable, and INEC kept to the timetable and all of that. But we still see there's still a few issues with logistics, and that's also because when it comes to logistics on election day, it's more or less out of INEC's hand. So, but you need to also look at directly in charge of logistics on election day when it comes to movement. It is the electoral officers at the local government areas who mobilize the vehicles to take them. You have URTW, you have the National Union of Road Transport Owners, you have other transport owners that are engaged on election day. But when it comes to election day, you don't see them. They bring rickety vehicles. If they bring rickety vehicles, or they bring vehicles that are not big enough to carry them. So we saw what they call the small K buses here that can carry just about 5 persons. And you know that when they are going out, they're not just going out, they're carrying all the materials that they need for the election. So we need to continuously do that. But when you look at what the timetable said, everything on that timetable was achieved. And then security agents, this time around, I would say they performed better than all the other elections, but there are still issues. There's some security agents we met on the field who said they were sleeping in open places. They have not been able to even take a bath. Some of them were saying they have not been able to get their allowances aside the 1,000 naira that INEC gives them on election day for snacks. So you can imagine somebody coming from another place and coming to a place like Anambra, and then the only money he gets is like one that helps him to buy snack on election day, because they say that they may not be able to see food. You see, you make that person vulnerable. So all these issues of vote buying, rather than arresting people, is aiding and abetting. He's seeing people who are buying votes instead of arresting people. He's even keeping watch over what is happening, because maybe perhaps at the end of the day something comes out of that process. And then the political class, aside the fact that they were parts of they did campaigns and all of that, when it comes to the electoral process, a stakeholders meeting was held. Okay, they were there. The peace accord has now become like a culture. Nobody keeps to that. And then you come before the election, sensitive materials are taken from the central bank to the local government areas, and we don't see party agents there. So you have 16 political parties. I was at the central bank on Thursday. I was able to at least identify, say, parties, but at the end of the day they were not there. And then you come to the field, you're looking for party agents in a polling center where you have about 5-6 different polling units. You're seeing maybe 1 or 2 political parties that have fielded party agents. So and then even before the election, you're looking at voter engagement outside campaigns. Political parties don't engage in voter education, which is very important. And if you look at the results that have been declared, you see that quite a number were declared invalid because they don't, put money in voter education, which is really very important. But at the end of the day, they say that overall, INEC preparation for the election was top notch. It was very good. The security agents tried their best. They were quite professional, apart from these things I have talked about. But the political class continues to be the weakest link in election preparation and reforms that we have.
All right, okay, go ahead.
All right, so do you think local leaders and traditional institutions play any important role in promoting peaceful election?
Honestly, they do. They should be the number one ambassadors for peace when it comes to election, because elections are held in communities. Elections are not held in the media space. Elections are not held on the streets. Elections are held in the communities, especially communities closest to the community leaders. So community leaders should be the number one, the arrowhead when it comes to issues around peace. Around the election. So, and that's why it's important that community leaders stay apolitical. They should, as much as possible, to be neutral. But again, it's difficult to be neutral because when you look at the structure, the traditional institution right now is more or less like a state institution where they get salaries, they get allowances and welfare from the state government. Yeah. So some traditional rulers are likely to play, towards the ruling party or whoever is in office at that time. The whole politics about giving of staff of office, the whole politics of the Ministry for Local Government and all of that. But to a great extent, traditional rulers play a great role. But let me just quickly share one example experience we had here in Anambra a few years ago when they had a by-election. It was a senatorial by-election. So the police had said they were going to put this number of security agents, but there were some communities we went to, we didn't see the presence of any security agents. Rather, we saw community leaders, old people within that community, protecting the polling units, and the youth just around protecting the polling units, and there was not even a single case of violence. When communities are properly engaged and mobilized for this kind of election, you won't have that, because you know the people who are perpetrating that violence, and it is the responsibility of the community people to bring out those people who will be perpetrating the violence on election day.
All right, thank you so much. Before we let you go, I'd just like to know, for you, how do you rate this election? Was it a success? And you say, should we look forward into the future with hope and excitement?
Yeah, I think that INEC is building on the success. So every election, there's no two election that is the same. We saw what happened in Ondo. We're quite happy with what happened in Ondo. INEC is building on those successes, and that's why it is really important that, especially for appointment of resident electoral commissioners, electoral officers as local government, ad hoc staff, and all the stakeholders in the election, people should get involved, build one or two skills, understand what you can do on election day, and then we support, because we all have to support Independent National Electoral Commission to succeed on the election. The security must do their work. Civil society like us must also do their work. Media also should report, and then take care of these issues of misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation. And definitely, our elections can only get better. People are celebrating the beavers because this is a technology that is homegrown. It's a Nigerian technology. We only need to make it better and strengthen it, and we saw that happening yesterday.
All right, thank you so much, Madam Nwadeshi Faith, the Executive Director, for speaking to us, for all of the good work you do around elections and making sure that Nigeria becomes a better place. We really do appreciate you. Madam Nwadeshi Faith is the Executive Director, Center for Transparency Advocacy. I hope you'll be in Abuja soon.
Yes, I'll be in Abuja soon.
All right, so we'll continue the conversation. Thank you so much, ma'am, for speaking to us.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, Soro. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. All right, so we'll be speaking to Madam Nwadeshi Faith, Executive Director, Center for Transparency Advocacy, and she mentioned quite a number of things. They are now trying to outspend each other as to who spends more money, who bribes more, and it is in the open glare. And she mentioned that the policemen said they get 1,000 for feeding for a whole day. So, hungry man. What do you want to arrest with hunger? All right,
of course, you definitely join the queue to go and collect.
Yes, absolutely. So if you are giving 1,000 and the political parties are offering 10,000, which one is more profitable?
He will rush down to,
where it is. All right, so let's go for a short break, and when we're back, the show continues.
Yeah.
So welcome back to the program. This is still Global Mornings, Sunday morning edition. We've had lots of fun. We've talked about Anambra election, and this is where we just want to keep it a bit short before, and keep it simple, and keep it going before we leave the studio this morning. Sadiya, what do you have for us?
I have just one segment of sporting activities. We have so many sporting activities. We have walking, we have trekking, we have skipping, we have those that die of mule, of course.
Those you cannot talk about.
Those I can't talk about.
I know.
So today I have that of walking. Have you ever heard a saying, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with just a step? If yes, then walking is that step. So, that single step might just be the best exercise you just need to do. You can do. Walking is one of the simplest, fastest, and most effective ways to keep your body and mind healthy. And the best part, it's completely free, no gym membership required. So you can see it improves physical health. Walking strengthens your heart, improves blood circulation, and helps control blood pressure. It burns calories, tones your muscles, and keep your joints flexible. Just 30 minutes a day can reduce your risk of heart disease, diabetes, and even some cancers. It boosts mental well-being. When you walk, especially outdoors, your body releases feel-good hormones they help reduce stress, anxiety, and depression. A peaceful morning or walking can clear your mind and lift your mood. It connects you with nature. Walking gives you time to breathe fresh air, enjoying the sunshine and appreciate the world around you. It's a natural way to recharge, far from screens and daily stress. It's easy and accessible. No fancy, no equipment, no special training, just comfortable shoes and you will move. You can walk anywhere in your neighborhood, at the park, even inside your home. You see here, Ubong, you don't need to even go out. You can just do it inside. It's perfect for all ages and fitness level. It builds social connections. Working with family or friends can strengthen relationship. You talk, you laugh, and exercise together.
Right. We're talking about this working with family and friends. I think I have a memory because I remember when I was in secondary school, we used to trek a mile, right? So they give me money to pay transportation, but I would choose to save the money or to spend the money. I think maybe 200 at that time, but with that you could get lunch. So I prefer to eat lunch with the money and walk with my friends because we had like this a lot of other guys who, about 5 of my guys, we used to live in the same area. So after school, instead of just taking transportation and going home alone, I'll wait. All of us will wait when we are ready to go.
Then you walk together.
We'll now trek. It's always fun because we trek together on the road. We'll talk, we'll discuss,
and then you knock each other's head as well.
We were already matured. I'm talking about secondary school study. That's why you're taking me to primary school. No, so we didn't, at that time we were already matured. We were doing stops like big boys. We're doing teams. We're running teams.
We're running teams. What kind of teams are you running? So you see, you believe me when I say walking is fun.
Amazing. If you walk with the right person, you don't even know how far you've walked. Yeah. If you walk with the right person. No, I'm serious. If you walk with the right person, distance it's not a problem.
Yeah, you just keep walking.
The conversation flows. There's laughter. There's holding of hands. There's a lot.
But then walking is still the best exercise.
But I know you've done this kind of walking before, right?
What kind of walking? Holding hands and walking. We'll discuss that later.
Have you? People want to know.
About what?
Have you experienced the joy of walking with the right person before?
I don't understand. That's a personal.
It's personal.
Yes, and let's just talk about walking. The mix of fun and fitness with less budget. All you just need is just your shoe, comfortable pair of shoes, and then trouser or shorts, whatever will make you comfortable. You know, you trek, you walk.
And the right time.
At the right time. Even if you don't get to exercise every day, but then you trek. Like you walk from here maybe 15 to 20 kilometers or 10 to 5 kilometers daily. I mean, it's something.
Yeah, it's something, especially if you do it in the morning or you also do it in the evening, right? When you
and then you see some people while walking, they use earpiece or headphone. They'll be listening to their music and then
they'll be enjoying their music and they're also, you know, in the mood.
Yes, in the mood. So when you get back or when you're done, you sweat. You just take a shower, eat, and then you set for work.
Right, amazing. It's actually a nice thing to do for fitness.
So, walking is the best for me.
Right, you like walking exercise.
Yes, walking exercise is just the best for me. Then, so let's just say the next time you think of exercise, remember, you don't always need to run marathon or lift heavy weights. Sometimes the simplest step is the most powerful one. Put on your shoes, take the first step and start walking your way to a healthier and happier life, just like you can see on the screen. Right. There are 4 people
taking a walk. This is actually amazing. So this weekend, use this week, plan for a walk maybe on Saturday or on Sunday. Sometimes it could be a group, you just decide that we're going walking. It could be partners, you decide you're going walking. It could just be yourself, like me. You have just yourself, go walking.
Just go walking.
I know you don't believe, but it's fine. You don't need to believe what I'm saying. All right, guys, let's say we can take a few things about today in history. What happened today in time past. Let's see if we can take just a few as we have tried to end the show this morning. It's been like a roller coaster of information, entertainment, and Teddy had brought up working. Absolutely an amazing topic and something we need to do to stay healthy and stay fit. There's a lot that we need to do with fitness, so you have to stay fit. Let's go for this break. When we're right back, we just look at a few of the things that happened today in time past. Pass. Let's see if we can take the first one now.
We have 1982 opening of the Berlin Wall, a long symbol of Cold War. Berlin Wall erected in 1961 and eventually extending 28 miles to divide the western and eastern sector of Berlin, was opened by the East Day.
All right, so amazing thing, because there was a wall that divided the country Germany into the East Germany and the West Germany, and families were divided across board because people who were in one part could not see their relatives who were in one other part, right? So people had to smuggle families. It was crazy. But today, in 1982, the Berlin Wall was actually open. It was a symbol of the Cold War, like Sadi had mentioned.
And then the next one, in 1966, Evander Holyfield scored a technical knockout of Mike Tyson to win the heavyweight boxing championship for the 3rd time.
Right, so Holyfield was grossly underrated in 1996 because Mike Tyson, of course you know Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was a wonderful athlete, but today we saw in 1996 we saw Holyfield deliver that very technical knockout that made him a world champion, heavyweight boxing champion for a 3rd time in the world.
We have 1985 Garry Kasparov, who was 22 years old, defeated Anatoly Karpov to become the youngest male world chess champion.
All right, so if you just look at this picture on the screen, he's no longer 22 years. This was a long time.
Then.
Yeah, this was in 1985. So already he's an old man now, right? But Garry Kasparov became the youngest male world chess player at the age of 22 and at the time. And this happened today, on November the 9th in 1985.
And then we have the last one.
Yeah, the last one in 1922. This is a name you know and you're so familiar with. Albert Einstein was named the winner of the 1921 Nobel Peace Prize for Physics for his explanation of the photoelectric effects. The Nobel Committee had delayed awarding the 1921 Physics Prize until 1922. So Albert Einstein is the father of modern physics, and his work in relativity, his work in combustion, his work in electromagnetism, his work in I did physics, so permit me to show up a bit, right?
Please
so,
do.
in photoelectricity, was an award-winning work, and people talk about the fact Einstein and Isaac Newton, who was the most phenomenal, but for me, I am a fan of Einstein because of electromagnetism, explaining the concept of neutrons, electrons, the concept of, that particular field, electromagnetic connections. For me, it's out of this world. So Albert Einstein, of course, was a Jew. Albert Einstein, of course, was a genius. You couldn't take that away from him. In Nigeria, we're also blessed, right? We have a Nobel Peace Prize to winner in Nigeria. I was talking about Professor Wole Soyinka, who's a literary genius. But this was a scientific genius. And you go ask between science and art.
We've talked about art before, so today we're talking about science.
Yeah, I'll just ask the question between science and art. People could want to do the comparison. Which one is more difficult? Which one is more hard? Well, let's leave it there. Let's just leave it there and end the show now.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Albert Einstein. Died a long time ago. This was 1922 today. And his impact is still felt generations to come.
Yeah.
Even Isaac Newton, the electricity, the balls we use, is still felt. But for me, I think I pander towards Einstein. Same thing, I'm a Chelsea fan. There's Liverpool, there's Arsenal. Those clubs.
So what does physics has to do with the football now?
No, I'm just showing you that. I want to show you that people can still choose what they want. Thank you so much, Sadia Yakubu, for coming on the program this morning. We really had a wonderful time.
Thank you, Ubong Busoro. My pleasure always.
All right, so for viewers, do have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day ahead and keep staying with us. This is Global Television, and this is where we end the Good Morning
Don't
Show.
forget to stay out of trouble, stay safe, and always take a walk.
And always exercise, take a walk, become fit, and exercise.
Look healthy and have fun. My name is Sadia Yakubu, saying thank you for being with us.
My name is Ubong Busoro. Bye for now.
Global Morning is your top morning show here on Global Television.
We bring you fresh news updates daily while delving into a variety of current affairs and topics.
And at the same time, keeping you well informed about important events, both national and international.
Global Morning serves as a valuable source of information, helping viewers like you start your day well informed.
Stay connected from Monday through Sunday to a wide range of latest news making rounds on Global Morning.
We're on the road to protest.
And the president meets all of our demands.
This is Global Morning.